Hello everyone, and today I have an update on the situation I ended up talking about a couple days ago. A bunch of new information ended up coming out, and we're getting a complete part 2, because as we all know, the sequel is always better than the first one, and there was never an example where the first one ended up being better than the sequel or the part 2. And as we all know, that's 100% wrong, because there are plenty of examples where the first one is better than the second one. Not in this situation. Today, we got a little bit more juicy news. I'm talking about the whole Adin Ross drama with him abusing the copyright system. So let me catch you up if you don't know what's going on. So there's a YouTuber known as Internet Anarchist, and he ended up making videos about the Moist Critical and Sneeko situation when those two YouTubers were beefing. He ended up talking about it and basically giving you like a whole overview on the situation, and ended up uploading this video. This video has done very good for him and easily one of his most successful videos that he ended up uploading, getting over 1 million views. Now suddenly out of nowhere, this video ended up being hit by a copyright strike by a third-party company sent by Adin Ross, and obviously the YouTuber was not happy about it, and he ended up posting about it on Twitter. Because of this copyright claim, he basically lost $8,000, and Adin Ross has basically took that money from him. So I know what you're thinking. What's going to be Adin Ross' reaction to this situation? Since it came from like a third party, maybe he's going to say like, oh my bad, it was one of my managers, I'm sorry about it. Well, if you think that, you're absolutely wrong, because he ended up doubling down and straight up going on stream and straight up laughing about it. It was absolutely insane. I don't know why you will double down on something like this, because giving out false copyright strikes, literally no one likes you. It is one way to instantly make people hate you and to basically destroy the reputation that you have. When you do something like this, the only people who are actually supporting you are the people who are inside your community. If they're not inside your community, they absolutely think you're just a horrible person, because this is just not something that you do, walk around and abuse the copyright system. And one thing that's super funny about this situation is that Adin Ross, just like a lot of streamers, a lot of time when he goes live, his content is just him reacting to other videos that he finds on the internet, or just looking at memes that he finds on Discord. So I think it's funny that it's completely fine when he takes other people's content, watch videos fully, and react to other people's content, but the split second you do to him, it's instantly a problem. Absolutely insane. Now, ever since he ended up doing that, people have been looking in to the third-party company who ended up sending these false copyright strikes, and they ended up learning that they have been doing this for a while, and Adin Ross Clips isn't the only person this company has been going after. They've been also going after iShow Speed Clips. A bunch of Adin and Speed Clips has basically been getting copyright claimed by this third-party company, and this whole Internet Anarchist story with him talking about it basically exploded the situation, and people have finally had enough with it. Now, this is where the situation ended up ending, until a couple updates end up coming out. The YouTubers have basically decided to come in the group and fight back against it. Now, we already talked about one of those YouTubers ended up being Hassan, one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, and those two YouTubers who are saying that they're ready to go to battle is Actman and Omni. Now, these are two pretty big YouTubers, with Actman having around 1 million subscribers and Omni being close to 400k. Now, I know there's going to be some people out there saying that, well, those are big numbers. I mean, there's some YouTubers who have like 5 million subscribers, or maybe even 10 million subscribers. They are tons of YouTubers who are way more bigger than them, but these are two very influential YouTubers. If they ended up bringing attention to this situation and saying that, well, there's a third-party company out there which is abusing copyright, a lot of people will end up looking at the situation, and some people who may not even know what's going on, or someone who may not even talk about the situation, is going to see what's happening, and they're going to be more likely to go and talk about the situation, which is always the right thing to do. When there's a bad actor out here doing something like this, it's always good to get as much people as possible to basically come and talk about the situation and bring awareness to it. Someone just abusing copyright just isn't good for the platform in general. It does absolutely nothing. Omni ended up saying that he was going to go to war with this third-party company, and basically talking about how he's basically going to go and fight back, and Actman ended up joining him and releasing this tweet right here, wanted to gather a list to everyone who ended up being struck by this company. This list is going to be pretty big, because there's a lot of YouTubers on all kind of sizes who ended up getting hit. You have some super big YouTubers, some pretty small YouTubers who ended up getting hit by this company, and it's absolutely insane. I think it's good that we're seeing a lot of YouTubers who are fighting back against this situation, because I feel like this is the only way we can actually go and like stop other people from doing something like this, is if you keep on giving them backlash if they go and decide to do this. Now, after this whole drama ended up happening and a bunch of YouTubers ended up coming together to fight back against this, Adin Ross has basically become the internet's punching bag, because it has not been looking good for him at all. You have a lot of big YouTubers tweeting about this situation, talking about how bad it is, and you have a lot of other YouTubers who are making videos about this situation, and basically a lot of people know about this. I mean, this was like one of the biggest internet dramas that was going on right now, and because of all the backlash he had probably been receiving, shocking to absolutely know, when Andy Ross ended up folding and basically seems to be reverting the situation. He has basically went back and is now getting rid of a lot of the copyright strikes on a lot of people who ended up being hit by it. I think it's crazy that like that whole side of the internet, the whole like alpha side of the internet, I guess, always love to like put their chests out and start pounding it and acting like they're these like big, tough, and strong, man. But like the split second they get like a little bit of backlash, they instantly like run away inside of a hole, probably because they don't have like their army of communities and their yes men to like defend their decisions. He ended up doing this extremely quietly. You know, he didn't make no big announcement about it and didn't like flex and say, look what I did. You know, he just does this quietly and just slowly, you know, just hides away in a little hole. Now, I think this is a good thing. He ended up reversing this decision. People just abusing copyright does absolutely nothing for the platform, and it also doesn't help that Andy Ross had the amazing idea to basically go and brag about him doing this, which is basically just him 100% admitted that, yeah, he basically did abuse the copyright system, which, you know, wouldn't really be that great. Now, I am interested to see what YouTube is gonna do with this situation. Are they gonna end up like punishing these people? Because it does say in the community guideline that if you ended up abusing copyright, it's like bad and you're gonna get in trouble for it. So I wonder if this is gonna be a time where like YouTube is actually gonna like, you know, actually do something about it and like give these people like a strike or maybe end up banning their channel. I don't know. A lot of people ended up saying that, and I do agree. I truly do think if you do something like this, you deserve to get some form of punishment. I think it's absolutely insane that there's so much cases of just people who just abuse the copyright and just absolutely nothing happens to them. They can just walk around absolutely fine. Like, you know, nothing happens. They don't even get like a smack on the wrist, which I think is absolutely insane. You shouldn't be able to do something like this and just be okay. Now, I am very interested to see what all the YouTubers who ended up fighting back the situation is going to do. I don't think they're suddenly going to stop because some of the claims are going back. I'm pretty sure they're still going to like continue with their battle. And I am also interested to see, is this whole situation over? Is this company going to stop basically striking people because they basically got, well, like the biggest backlash anyone could get of all time? Or are they just going to wait until the situation died down and people forget about it, like most internet drama is like the center of attention for 2 weeks and then 2 weeks later no one is basically talking about it? Are they going to wait for that to happen and then they're going to like continue doing it? Or are they just going to like put up the towel and be like, you know what, I'm done doing this, and they're just going to see it as not worth it and just walk away? I'm very interested to see how this story develops because I don't really think it's over. I think we're like on the middle part of the story. You know, like what I said at the beginning of the video, we're on the sequel, and I think the finale of it is going to end up coming like a little bit down the line. This easily has to be one of the most juiciest internet dramas that we had in a while, and I'm very interested to see how this is going to end, and I'm also going to keep you guys updated on the situation because this is another story that I'm like very interested in. I'm like waiting to see like what update is going to happen next. I really do hope all the YouTubers continue their battle against this company because I don't think people should be able to do this and just get away with it. Anyway, my name is Lua. This is just something that I want to talk about. You have a good day or night. See ya.